Welcome back to my channel, y'all. This your girl Lulu Dennison, and this my special guest from my last video, AYANNA. This is my girl AYANNA. So go check our last video out that we did our makeup, and we was just like briefly talking about
the army.
Yeah, talking about being in the army
during COVID.
So yeah, so right now we're gonna talk about and hit topics on about our depression and being in the army with depression also. And then I just had a baby. She's a year. I had a baby a year ago, and I went through postpartum depression, and it hit me pretty freaking hard. So we're gonna let AYANNA talk about her depression first, and then I kind of feed off her, and then she feed off me, and we're gonna go like that.
So
this is I'm sorry. This is a very like sensitive topic for me and her both. It gets very emotional sometimes when we're talking to each other about it. But so we're just gonna bring it to y'all because maybe people feel what we feel or going through what we going through. So yeah, I just want to put that out there. This is very emotional and sensitive topic.
So growing up, when you hear people like saying they're depressed and stuff, you kind of like, the first thing that clicks in your mind, like, oh, they've been through something traumatic, or like they've been through something like really bad in their life for them to go through depression. Like, I've always thought growing up that I'll probably never be depressed. Like, I've never experienced that, or like I just never thought it'll be me. But that's where you fail to realize, like, don't be so quick to say it'll never be me, because it'll turn out to be you.
It can happen to anybody.
It really
male,
can.
Female, it doesn't matter. Like, and
it doesn't matter what you've been through. So I experienced depression for the first time and anxiety last year. I don't know if it was, I think it was the mixture of, so I joined the military May of 2019, and it'll be going on 2 years this year, May of 2021. So I don't know if it was a mixture of me. So let me backtrack a little bit. Prior to me joining the military, I was living with my parents. I didn't join the military straight out of high school. Like, I've tried some different things to see if school was for me and like if I would find my dream job, but all I was doing was job hopping. So I joined at the age 20. And so I don't know if it was a mixture of me, like, for the first time living on my own, and, you know, even though I was only 5 hours away from home, it was still far enough to where it was like I wasn't seeing my family that much. And the military is just a big change on its own because it's a lifestyle. It's not like a 9 to 5, go home, and then you can forget about your job. It's 24 hours, like,
you're
sun up to sundown.
You're a soldier.
Yeah. So I think it was just a mixture of all that going on is what triggered, I guess, my depression. And COVID, so because that adds on to restrictions and not as much freedom. And so it's 2020, I think everybody can agree, was a pretty like shitty year, excuse my language. But it just around February of last year, and some of my work issues, my leadership, I'm not gonna go too into that, but just my work environment. And usually for me, work is my getaway because I'm a homebody. Even though I get out, I'm still a homebody. So when I go to work, I like to socialize. I like to forget about my at-home problems. So you get to be around other adults, whether you really get along with them or not. It's still that adult conversations and things in interaction that you have with others. So work.
Let me say something before you go any farther. And then being at work and then being with other adults, these are adults that all share different backgrounds and different personalities and different all this. So you're working with people that was raised way different than you, or see different, look at things differently than you. And sometimes it can be stressful because it's like, who raised you? Or like, why do you do that? And I just wanted to touch on that while she was on that situation about working with people. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
And then there's also a good side, because you're not always, well, I know you learn you learn from other people, and I'm pretty sure I'm not all peaches and cream when I go to work either. So it's like, and you still, with all different backgrounds and stuff, you still get to learn a different side of, oh, how people act. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get to be around a different kind of environment. So I still enjoyed, like, work would be my getaway place until it started to be stressful for various reasons. So I just started to experience depression last year. At first, I would get real anxious, or like I would worry a lot. I would come home thinking about work instead of just, you know, letting it be at work. You know how some people leave their situations at work? I was bringing it home with me in my head, and being alone, it's like I'm an overthinker, and I have time when I'm by myself. I have time to, like, that stuff just never left me. And so around, I say, like, summertime is where it got real worse. I feel like it went from being anxious to being sad all the time. Like, when is this situation gonna end? When are things gonna be different? Like, with COVID, I can't go here, I can't go there. Like, we're stuck, we're trapped. Like, it's, plus that in the work environment, it was really toxic for me. And I would just, like, you could ask her, I call her sometimes crying. I call, like, my close people, don't even know why I'm crying. Like, sometimes you don't even know what triggers your sadness. Like, when you're depressed,
and I still haven't figured out what triggers,
like, people be like, you need to find the key point of what makes you sad and change that. And it's like, I don't know why I'm crying today. Like,
it's dang.
Like, you will wake up sometimes and just be crying. Like, I remember there was times where I cried breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, come from my lunch break crying. After, like, dinner crying. Like, you just don't know when you're depressed. You don't, like, you know what makes it worse. What, like, can't pinpoint what triggers it, but you can, like, pinpoint things that will make it worse. So it's, I feel like last year it was just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing happening, to where it's like it just all weighs on your shoulders. And
I think 2020 hit a lot of people pretty hard here. So it's not just us, but I know I hear a lot of people saying the pandemic, it really hit a lot of people really hard. So
with the pandemic and my work environment, and like me being a mediator back at home for situations, like it just brought a toll on me. So I started seeing behavioral health, what they call counseling in the military. And so I've been talking to them for going on a year. And this year so far, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx nothing, but it's just I just kept praying and praying every day as I was crying. And, you know, God, I don't know who y'all believe in, but I believe in God. And He answers, He listens to you, and He answers, and you just never know. Things just happen for a reason. Maybe I needed to go through that to understand how to cope with things better, or just, I don't know. I still haven't learned yet, but
we're still coping with it.
Yeah, like every once in a while, like I've been a lot better now, because back then, if I was to talk about it and I was still sad, I'd be boo-hooing crying right now. So, like,
I'm so proud of her.
I feel a lot. I really do feel a lot better, and I really can say that I'm happier, and I don't want to go back to that. That was a very dark place, and when you go through those times, you remember who called you and checked on you. You remember who just listened to you, even though they didn't know how to help. And I really appreciate the people that are close to me and around me that did help me through that situation. But I've been pretty good, and so
you have been doing good.
And I don't want it to go back to that, because I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So.
I don't wish depression on anybody or anxiety. And
I never thought I'd go through that, but you just never know.
So yeah, that's our story. Well, mine, it started with after I had my 5-year-old, I started to get like a postpartum depression, but it wasn't that bad. It was almost like I was panicking. Like, at the time, I didn't know I was panicking. It's kind of like my heart just kind of like beat really, really fast, and I feel like I was out of breath, and I always felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. I don't know why. So I was always like complaining about, I'm about to die, I'm gonna have a heart attack, and then I made myself even more sick because I'm thinking I'm dying when I'm really just panicking. And when I finally went to the doctor, I broke down and was like, I'm going to go to the doctor. And he was like, oh, you're just panicking. I'm going to just give you some meds to calm you down. And he told me that I'm going through postpartum depression. Fast forward, I got over that. I wasn't really panicking anymore or any longer. I got better. So down the line, I think Ronald was 4, because he's 6. I think he was 4 when I joined the military. And I came in and I was good. It wasn't nothing wrong with me. I haven't panicked or I haven't been depressed. I'm pretty good to me and my understanding. So when I got pregnant is when before I got pregnant is when I started seeing me like some stuff when I was at Bliss. It started to trigger me a little bit, like it was like
work environment or something.
The work environment I was at, it was like we was always constantly doing something. It was always into something, or there's always something going on, or always somebody saying something to you, and I'm like over it at this point because I'm like, I do not want to be in the military anymore. Even though I just got in, I was ready to get out. So I just kept, I don't know, I just felt like I was panicking about everything, like shooting and running PT tests. I was panicking during my running. I was panicking during doing anything. I was just panicking, just my heart just beat super fast. At this time, I knew by this time I was very aware that I wasn't having a heart attack. I was just panicking. So I wasn't really triggering myself to panic anymore, to the point I was about to feel like I'm about to pass out like I usually do. So I got better. I got into some medicine. And then it started to turn to depression, and then I got into some medicine again. I was very like depressed and having like really bad panic attacks and stuff. Medicine, it kind of helped me out a little bit. Long story short, that's when I started to meet Casey, and he started to come around, and I started to get out of that funk a little bit. And that's when me and Casey was in like our honeymoon stage, and I was kind of like growing out of that depressed and that anxiety type. Well, no, I'm always panicky. So but the depressed part, like, yeah, but the depressed part, I was kind of still like iffy and away from that, being very depressed. It started happening again after I got pregnant with Journey, and I started to get like a little bit more better, but you know, it was very tolerable when I was pregnant. I had Journey and I had a hysterectomy. If you haven't watched that video, I have a video on that. Go ahead and go check that out. I'll link it right up here, somewhere in the stream. But I kind of went through hysterectomy with her, and then I found out I couldn't have no kids. In a matter of 1 week, I found all this out. You about to have a hysterectomy, you ain't having no more kids. And I had to act fast. Like, well, I couldn't act no fucking way, because it just had to happen, or I was gonna either lose my life. So I went through the surgery, and I was very, 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 very depressed about not being able to have any more kids. And it was just a lot, y'all. Like, I was to the point I was sleeping a lot. I was sleeping most of the day. I was sleeping most of the nights, and I was sleeping my life away.
That's what I did too. Like, you so sad, you just want to sleep.
Like, you're more happy. It helps the day go by faster. It's like, oh my god, I don't care. It wasn't so bad that I was like, oh my god, I want to kill myself. But it was to the bad. It was just like, I want to go to sleep, or I'm just tired. I don't have any energy. I don't have any. I don't know how to explain.
Like, you don't have motivation to do anything.
Nothing at all. Not even to go to the store and get grocery. Like, you don't have
no motivation. You just want to sleep your life away. Like,
none at all. None. That's all I wanted to do after I had Journey. I want to say all the way up to Journey was 5 months. And luckily, I had Casey to take on and be there for my kids. You know, so,
and we had, not to cut you off, but we really had each other. It's like,
yeah, because I was getting out of that sleeping stage when you started to come around. She started to come around, and then that's when we noticed that we both was like very depressed about stuff, and we kind of like talked to each other or lean on each other about it. I talked to her about stuff, and she talked to me about stuff, and she called me crying, and then I started getting to the point where I called her like,
and we find stuff like, being around her, like, if I had a bad day at work, I'll just come to her house, like,
or you just call me like, let me tell you,
yeah,
because they got me fucked up.
or like just
we just lean on each other.
Yeah, we really do.
I'm gonna miss her when I go to Hawaii. We was just about to say that. I'm just gonna love.
But like people don't realize how much
you need that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you need someone. Because I thought I could get through it, and I thought that I got this myself, because I always been that person to hold my own self up. I never felt like, and Casey always come to me be like, I got you, like I'm here, like hello.
Or with me, I'm sorry, but with me, I have a hard time expressing my feelings. Like something really has to be wrong with me to like open up about anything.
It was very hard for me.
I just don't like people in my business, and I've learned that you can lean on somebody without telling your whole business, and like so that's what I've been trying to learn. But it's been a hard experience, but being in the military has helped me to like open up more, and so we just been each other's shoulder to cry on. Like if she said I'll come over here, we finna do something, what you want to do? You want to do your makeup? You want to do a TikTok? You want to do what? Go here, go there, like something to get our mind off of everything.
And I got a couple of like snippets that I might put in here that's just some stuff that eased my mind about when I'm very, very sad. I was getting to the point where Casey was just like there for me and there for my kids. He had to be there. He had to be the mom and the dad, because I literally slept like
excuse me,
all the time. I slept all day, every day. It's never a moment. It was so hard sometimes. He'd come in the room like, are you gonna take a shower, or are you gonna get out of bed, or are you gonna brush your teeth? Like it used to be so bad, so bad. As the months go by, I have gotten better. I am a better person. Right now I'm dealing with, I'm still depressed. I still have really bad anxiety. Like sometimes we might be doing stuff and I be like, I'm panicking. And then she'll be like, what are you panicking for? I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm very panicky. I'm just a very panicky person. I panic about my kids. I panic about Casey. I panic about everything. He'll call me in a couple hours leaving the house. He just went to the gym. And I'm like, Casey, what's going on? What is that and that third? Break down to when Casey, I think Journey was like 5-6 months, is around the time that Casey kind of like proposed to me. And I kind of like took myself out of that funk about being depressed and sleeping all the time, and I was like so excited about, oh yeah, so I was on this big high about let's plan a wedding, let's do a wedding that's gonna get me so excited, and not knowing, people telling me, oh, you're gonna be so stressed, it's so stressful, don't do a big wedding, da da da. And I'm like, no, I want to do a wedding, I always wanted a wedding. And then I fell right back into that depressed part, because I was so excited about the wedding, and it caught me by stress, and then work got me stressed out, and here and doing that got me stressed out, and this being a mom, y'all, like just being in the house with your kids all the time, and they always out of school, and then I gotta come home and be out of work, and we always on quarantine, we always in the house, and it's like, Jesus, like I'm really like very depressed and very stressed about all this. Now I'm better. I can say I am a lot better. I still don't know what triggers me. I don't either. Yeah, like, you just sometimes you just don't figure out. Like when I was very depressed about after I had Ronald, I figured out what was my trigger. I got rid of it, and I'm telling you, I was so much better. But right now, I just can't find. I think I have more than one trigger. And I don't know what neither one of them is.
And it might just be a variety of things. Like I said, it can be one bad thing after another, and you just have your breaking point where it's just like you just sad. So sometimes you just don't know how to pinpoint it. But it's best to find people, even if they haven't been depressed before and can't relate to you, but you need to talk to somebody, because it'll get worse. Like
it will get so bad to the point you just be angry. Like angry at the world, angry at people.
It'll make you grouchy. I done been snappy.
I'm snappy at people that I love and didn't mean it, and in my head I'm like, I don't mean it, but I don't care. And then you cry. Sometimes crying help you. It does. You just gotta get it out.
But then you wanna go to sleep.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll call and be like, and then another situation, I was very depressed about not finding who my dad is. That's another subject about another day, but I don't know who my father is, and I was very, 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 very depressed about that. And I call her crying like, I don't know who my dad is. And she's like, I didn't even know you was going through this. Dang, Dennison, like, Jesus, girl, like, it's so much into it. I don't know where even to start. Yeah. It's like, you get depressed off of crazy stuff. We get out more, like, when we went hiking. Yeah. That clear your mind out. I went skating a couple times with my kids. That kind of cleared my mind out. What else?
And just for me, like, I like being girly. So when I do my makeup, go get my nails done, go get my feet done, stuff like that. It does little things, like it helps in the moment. Sometimes it don't always last, but it does help in the moment. Like, you have to find something that gets your mind off of
being depressed.
Or like, or talking to somebody. Like, if you have a friend, like, find something to do.
Lean on your friend if you trust him.
Yeah, if you trust him.
If you trust them enough to just lean on it. But you also could talk around without telling your business. Like, I'm depressed, but
you have to get those thoughts.
You need to let it know.
To tell somebody, because those things will bottle up, and then it might linger too.
It will add on to add on, and then that's when people get suicidal. Yeah. So we basically hit like why her story about how she got depressed, my story how I got depressed. It goes on. It doesn't just, you don't just get over it overnight.
I don't think I'm completely over it.
It's a lot of time.
I have been better though.
Y'all, that's really it about this situation. I'm so happy that we did not get emotional, because normally we sit down and talk about this stuff. I see now, my friend, but we normally get emotional about stuff like this. And if you are clicking on this video because you are depressed and you're sad and you're anxiety and you don't know what's wrong and you're trying to figure it out, I'm telling you, sis, go get help. I'm telling you, we both see counseling. We both see it with therapists.
To this day, we still do. Yeah,
I still have. I make sure I'm on it every other week. I make sure I'm on it. I make sure they call me if I'm on quarantine. Call me on the phone. I can't come in, but you can call me.
You need to find someone to talk to.
I make sure I have my medicine. I make sure I have all that. Like, I want my pills. I might sound addicted, but I want my pills.
Maybe you might need some medicine to kind of calm that anxiety and depression down. Like, it's okay, it's normal. Like I said, I never thought I'd be going through it, and I have. So it's like, you're not alone, and people go through this every day. And I'm pretty sure with COVID and all this stuff going on, that it's a lot more people than you think. So
yeah. And I get to the point where I'm like on my high for 3 days, and I'm like on my low for a week, and I'm like very depressed for like a minute, and then one day I'll just pop out and be like, let's go, or let's get it.
Like, you have to keep continuously like finding things that get your mind off of it. So,
and makeup does me, getting my hair done, being cute does it for me. Like her, she likes to go to the nail shop, and me, I'm saving money for the wedding, but she likes to go to the nail shop and get her feet.
No kids, so I can do all the little extra.
Me hanging out with my kids outside of the house is very fun for me. I even tag along her. I'm like, you want to come? Like, what, we was gonna do the jumping part today. It was like fun stuff like that. Just find something to do that you like. Even leaving the house and just take a run, y'all. Sometimes that
just
could be,
go walking.
You might not want to run, but it does help once you do it and get it out. Walk, lift weight, go to the gym.
Draw, paint something. Something gonna
color.
Something gonna fit your personality.
Something color. Do your hair. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. You just gotta figure out what works for you. These are things that we're telling you that works for us, so you gotta figure out what works for you. Y'all hit that like button, and y'all comment down below and let me know this video was very helpful for you guys. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell right beside it, so y'all can see all the videos that I upload. And if y'all like Willis being on this channel, we can do more videos together. Just let me know down below. And till next time, you guys, it is 1 o'clock at night, and me and Willis got to hit the sheets, y'all, because my kids wake up at 7 o'clock on the dot. So
ready to rip these lashes
with
off.
That being said, peace. Bye. Bye.